Chapter 91 Pluto's Mark. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Second sister, this is the white-robed monk who slashed the world with one sword before. Why did he suddenly appear here? That among the wild woman's group, a bald man came to the wild woman and muttered. Read, according to the original plan, they were going to find Yifan and bring him back to pass on the skills to their eldest brother, but they never expected that he would come to their door before they could find him. Thinking of the yellow-robed venerable of the Furong sect, he had previously issued an immortal secret order reward to find Yifan. Now the monks outside are looking for Yifan like crazy in order to get the reward. Unexpectedly, at this critical moment, they were directly bumped into by their own side. This is called, no effort is spared after searching for it. Compared with the surprise of the bald monk, the wild woman was even more surprised. She was surprised why Yifan could wield the 7-star silver dragon sword. You know, this magic sword was left to him by his elder brother master. Apart from these two people, no one else in this world can hold the magic sword, no matter how high your cultivation is or how profound your skills are. If you don't get the recognition of the 7-star silver dragon sword, it will definitely not let you hold it. Sword cultivators are arrogant, and so are swords. You, who are you? The wild woman frowned and asked. I am Master Zhao Qinglong. You haven't answered my question just now. Has my disciple been injured by the dragon and snake people? Yifan asked with concern. Zhao Qinglong is Yifan's apprentice. The reason why he was called the fourth one before, because he was the fourth disciple of Yifan, because he was brought up by himself since he was a child. Yifan cared about him very much, otherwise, he would not have given him the 7-star silver dragon sword. Hearing Yifan's words, the wild woman and others were stunned. They thought of many possibilities to explain why Yifan could hold the 7-star silver dragon sword. Perhaps Yifan is gifted, and his spiritual veins are of the same origin as this magic sword, or, there is some special secret method that can avoid the detection of the magic sword. They have thought of all the possibilities, but they have never thought of Yifan being the master of the eldest brother. This is too absurd. In the minds of the wild woman and others, their eldest brother and master should be an old man with a fairy-like appearance. How could he be a handsome young cultivator like Yifan? In the secret room, the wild woman and others were silent for a long time, and finally replied, the eldest brother attacked the Tianlong tribe before, and was marked by the Hades by the old guys of the Tianlong tribe. That's why we came out to help the eldest brother find a successor. Hades mark. Isn't this the Taoist method that was listed as a forbidden technique by the 9 major forces back then? A flash of evil spirit suddenly passed through Yifan's eyes. He was very familiar with the forbidden technique of the Pluto mark. Its principle was somewhat similar to the poison that Yifan's descendant Xuanhuan had been poisoned with in the Great Shang Kingdom. As long as the cultivator was infected with the Pluto mark, his Tao heart, cultivation, spiritual roots and even soul would continue to shrink. Finally, the cultivator's body turned into a pool of blood, and his essence turned into a pill. This pill would automatically fly back to the caster. It was because the Pluto mark was so vicious that it was listed as a forbidden technique by the 9 major forces thousands of years ago, but the Dragon Snake clan, as the party that made the rules, now took the lead in breaking the rules. Yifan was angry when he thought of this, and he didn't see that there was a young female cultivator behind him, holding a cloth bag in her hand and approaching him. This young female cultivator was the youngest girl in the wild woman's group. She was holding the Xuanhuan bag in her hand at this time, ready to pack Yifan away. The girl came up behind Yifan at lightning speed. Seeing that the time was almost right, she quickly offered the Xuanhuan bag in her hand and covered Yifan's head. I have covered him with the Xuanhuan bag. You guys hurry up and knock him out. The girl hurriedly called out, sweating. Seeing the girl's actions, the wild woman and others were speechless. Is this girl a pig-head? Didn't she listen to our conversation just now? Just when the wild woman wanted to stop the girl, she saw that the magic power around the Xuanhuan bag in the air dimmed and the light dissipated. The next moment, it fell directly into Yifan's hands. You, what did you do to my Xuanhuan bag? Why did you erase all the marks I left in the Xuanhuan bag? The girl was terrified. I didn't do anything. This Xuanhuan bag was originally my magic weapon, so it automatically erased your mark and fell into my hands. The Wild Woman and Others. On the other side, after Yi Fan won the first place in the perfect list and caused the descendant of the Immortal Lord to self-destruct, the most uncomfortable person these days is the Immortal Lord. Let's not talk about the loss of an excellent descendant for now, let's talk about the ant that the Immortal Lord used to look down upon. Now he has transformed himself and become the most valued person in the Furong sect. If Yi Fan is allowed to grow up, he will definitely become a thorn in the eyes of the Immortal Lord. In fact, there is no need to wait until later. Now Yi Fan is enough to make the Immortal Lord sleep and eat uneasy. It is precisely because of these reasons that the Immortal Lord wants to find Yi Fan before the Furong sect grows up. First, find Yi Fan before the Furong sect, and then kill him personally to solve this future hidden danger. Based on the talent Yi Fan has shown, Furong sect will definitely accept him into the sect. If Yi Fan grows up, he will probably die. If the high-ranking officials of Furong sect say a word, there will be many people who will come to take his life. Just when the Immortal Lord was frowning, he saw a white shadow passing by the main city of the Immortal City. From the appearance, it was Yi Fan. Seeing Yi Fan appear, the Immortal Lord was overjoyed and hurriedly chased him. After tracking him all the way, he finally caught up with Yi Fan thousands of miles away from the Immortal City. After Yi Fan stopped, he found a cave and sat cross-legged in meditation. From the looks of it, he seemed to be practicing. After confirming that there was no ambush around, the Immortal Lord came out. At this time, Yi Fan, who was sitting outside the cave before, suddenly turned into a white air. Looking at the distance, there was no trace of Yi Fan, only a dead wood stake on the ground. What kind of Taoism is this? The Immortal Lord was stunned and dumbfounded when he saw this scene. The Immortal Lord had seen many spells such as clones, but using a dead wood stake to transform into a human form, this kind of spell is close to the pile of sorcery. As soon as the voice fell, a man walked out of the cave. He had long hair, a pale face, a sick face, and a few green snakes wrapped around his hands. The sick man walked to the opposite side of the Immortal Lord and showed a ghostly smile. You can call me Orochimaru. Chapter 92. I'm here to kill you. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Who are you to Yi Fan? Are you trying to cover his escape? Haha, then you'd better let him run faster. If I catch him, it will be over. Read. The Immortal Lord stood in the void, with murderous intent on his face. No, I'm not covering your escape, but I'm here to kill you, Orochimaru said in a very calm tone. Although his tone was calm, his words were arrogant. After confirming that Orochimaru was only at the initial stage of the Venerable Realm, the Immortal Lord in the void laughed instead of being angry. Ha, you are only at the initial stage of the Venerable Realm, and I am at the middle stage of the Venerable Realm. Why do you want to kill me? Orochimaru, standing at the entrance of the cave, stretched out his palm and stretched out 5 fingers. Within 50 moves, I will take your life. If you don't die by then, I will leave. It was still a calm tone, but this sentence revealed the strongest confidence. If Yi Fan were here, he would definitely praise Orochimaru, saying that he still understood the true meaning of his pretense. Humph, there is no point in talking, let's start the fight. I'll kill you first, and then I'll go and kill Yi Fan. Before the Immortal Lord finished speaking, he took out a divine sword from the space and prepared to attack Orochimaru, but before the Immortal Lord could make any move, Orochimaru made the first move. The latecomer is on top. Fierce snake step, shadow snake hand, 10,000 snakes formation. In one breath, Orochimaru performed 3 S-level ninjutsu in a row. Because of Orochimaru's unique talent, he can perform some ninjutsu without even forming a seal. In this way, Orochimaru's movements are much faster than the Immortal Lord. Hey, what kind of magic is this? The Immortal Lord was shocked when he saw Orochimaru summoning thousands of snakes all over the cave. On the other side, Yi Fan was still talking to the Wild Woman and the others. Yi Fan got his apprentice's personal sword from her. He also learned that his apprentice was marked by Hades, so he naturally had to find Lao Si quickly to help him remove the mark. Take me to see Zhao Qinlong. I can help him remove the Hades mark in his body. Yi Fan said to the Wild Woman and the others. Hearing this, the bald man beside the Wild Woman asked cautiously, Are you really my eldest brother's master? Absolutely genuine. Yi Fan remained calm. After a short silence, the Wild Woman still made a decision. that is to take Yifan to see her eldest brother first. Although the wild woman was not sure in her heart, she didn't know whether the white-clothed monk in front of her was her eldest brother's master, but since he said that he could help her eldest brother remove the Hades mark, she might as well give it a try, anyway. The eldest brother's Hades mark has spread very seriously now. If he doesn't find a master to treat him in time, he may not be able to hold on for long. For cultivators with low cultivation, the progress of devouring the blood and chi in the body of this Hades mark is still a little slower, but the higher the cultivation of the cultivator, the faster the speed of this Hades mark devouring the blood and chi. Okay, then please come to us. Seeing that the wild woman acquiesced, the bald man said to Yifan. The wild woman frowned and said to the bald man, "Why are you still calling you? Since you are our eldest brother master, we should also call you master. After all, they are all brothers who have sworn brotherhood with their eldest brother Zhao Qinglong. If Yifan is really Zhao Qinglong's master, he is indeed qualified to be called master by them, but they don't know that it is not so easy for Yifan to accept disciples." Seeing that the people in front of him were about to salute, Yifan quickly stopped them. "No need to be polite, take me to see Zhao Qinglong quickly." The wild woman asked, "Are we leaving now?" "I will go to find my two subordinates first, and then set off with you after the reunion." Yifan said lightly, "The immortal Daozhou trip can come to an end here. All the things that should be taken back have been taken back, and the face that should be slapped has been slapped. It's time to leave." As for the fact that Furong's sect wants to absorb Yifan as a disciple, Yifan didn't take it to heart at all. For him, whether it is Furong's sect or the other 9 major forces, Yifan will not choose to join, because what the 9 major forces can give Yifan himself can also get with the system. The resources that the 9 major forces do not have, Yifan can still get with the system. The resources given by the system come from the heavens and the worlds. And no matter how complete the resources of the 9 major forces are, they only come from this world. Who is strong and who is weak, it is natural to see at a glance. After Yifan left the secret room with the wild woman and others, he went to the immortal main city thousands of miles away. In the place thousands of miles away from the immortal capital, this is a place with mountains and rocks, very desolate. But now this desolate mountain is indeed full of potholes and smoke. It can be seen that a great battle has taken place outside a cave somewhere in the mountain. This mountain range that stretches for thousands of feet has collapsed at this moment, and there are many snakes hundreds of feet high on it. Under the command of a sick man, the snakes are constantly biting at a light spot. Yes, these two people are the previous Orochimaru and the Immortal Lord. While commanding the thousands of snakes to attack the Immortal Lord, Orochimaru continued to perform ninjutsu. While performing ninjutsu, Orochimaru did not forget to count 48 moves, Narakukan no Jutsu, 49 moves, triple Rashomon. The ninjutsu in Orochimaru's hand was thrown at the Immortal Lord's face like it was free. Looking at the Immortal Lord on the side, his robe was tattered and ragged, and he looked even more miserable than the beggars on the street. Despite this, the Immortal Lord still pinched the magic formula with both hands and kept dealing with Orochimaru's ninjutsu. The Immortal Lord seemed to be in an orderly manner, but no one knew what he had just experienced in this short period of time. His immortal body had been blown up by Orochimaru more than 80 times before. Some were blown up by Orochimaru's ninjutsu, and some were killed by the 10,000 snakes that spit out forked long tongues and bit at him. Jojo Guasian, if the Immortal Lord's body was blown up again, then even if he was a middle-level venerable, he would have fallen here today, because both sides were still fighting. The Immortal Lord had no time to recover his mana. "No, we can't waste time like this, let's run." That the next moment, the Immortal Lord turned into a stream of light and rushed towards the horizon. Reincarnation. Seeing that the Immortal Lord wanted to run, Orochimaru directly used the strongest ninjutsu. Let the world feel pain. Orochimaru summoned pain, and as soon as he came up, he used a 3S level big move. The next moment, the Immortal Lord, who had flown to a very far distance, turned into a ball of blood mist. Well, not bad, it turned out to be Chibaku Tensei, something. At this time, Yifan also came with the wild woman and others. "My lord." Seeing Yifan coming, Orochimaru bowed slightly. The wild woman and others. The news of the Immortal Lord's death soon reached the ears of the Yellow Robe Venerable of the Hibiscus sect. In his opinion, the reason why the Immortal Lord fell, it must be because the immortal dojo produced a genius like Yi Fan, so it attracted people from other domains to compete for it. Therefore, the Yellow-Robe Venerable quickly uploaded this news to the top leaders of the Furong sect. Chapter 93, Golden Elixir of Transformation. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 93, Golden Pill of Transformation. Ding, congratulations to the host's descendant, Xuanhuan, advanced to the realm of Fighting Spirit, and the host is rewarded with the third-level cultivation of Fighting Master. Hearing the prompt sound of the system in his mind, Yi Fan's mouth was drawn with a smile. Even you girl from Shang country has advanced to the realm of Fighting Spirit, not bad. Before, Xuanhuan from the Shang country was given the Fate Dragon by Yi Fan. At present, it should only devour and refine the fate of a country, so it can advance to the realm of Fighting Spirit so quickly, but the Fate Dragon can continuously devour fate and advance its own cultivation. When Xuanhuan grows up, he can go out of Beizhou. When she walks to the 108,000 dojo, her cultivation journey will be truly begun, since you girl also advanced to the realm of Fighting Spirit. Yi Fan now has 5 descendants in the realm of Fighting Spirit. They are Zhong Liang, Xiao Dyer, Xiao Xian, Xuanhuan, and Wu Sueki. Although Wu Sueki is practicing the ghost path, her ghost general realm is equivalent to the battle soul realm. Among the 6 descendants, except Zheng Hao, all advance to the battle soul. Above the battle soul realm is the battle king. It is difficult to advance to this realm quickly. Now the cultivation speed of the descendants is basically in a stagnant period. After this matter is over, it is time for Yi Fan to set off and continue his journey to find descendants. Yi Fan followed the wild woman and rushed towards a certain direction of the immortal dojo. After a few hours, the wild woman who led the way in front stopped. We are here. This is where the eldest brother is hiding. The wild woman pointed to a pile of rocks in front. I saw a golden light flashing in the middle of the pile of rocks. If you don't look carefully, you really can't find it. Is this a mustard seed space? The big black dog beside Yi Fan said in surprise. I remember that when Yi Fan had a sudden inspiration, he told Big Black Dog about the origin of the mustard seed space. As the saying goes, Mount Sumer contains mustard seeds, one flower is a world, and one leaf is a Bodhi, which is what this mustard seed space is about. This mustard seed space is the treasure of Big Brother. If Big Brother does not take the initiative to open it, we cannot enter. I will use my spiritual consciousness to communicate with Big Brother. After saying this, the wild woman was ready to contact Zhao Qinlong, but Yi Fan's next move made her pale. Yi Fan took a step forward, and the golden light floating on the pile of rocks took the initiative to open a gap. Although the gap is not big, it can just accommodate one person to pass through. Seeing this, Yi Fan did not hesitate, and took Big Black Dog and Orochimaru and got in. Seeing this scene, the wild woman and others outside were dumbfounded, standing there in a daze. Dumbfounded, this Nima, didn't Big Brother say that outsiders could not enter this mustard seed space? Although they were surprised, when the wild woman saw Yi Fan go in, several people quickly followed him in. What they didn't know was that this mustard seed space was the treasure that Yi Fan gave to Zhao Qinlong. In the mustard seed space, there were birds singing and flowers blooming, and the mountains and rivers were beautiful. On the hillside of a verdant mountain range, a thatched house was built. Outside the thatched house, there was a reclining chair. Seeing this scene, Yi Fan couldn't help but feel a little moved. He remembered that when Zhao Qinlong was still young, he always liked to snuggle up to Yi Fan's knees and pester Yi Fan to call him the 8 heavenly dragons. Time flies, and the years are like a shuttle. In the blink of an eye, it was a scene of 10,000 years. Yi Fan collected these feelings and flew to the side of the thatched house. At this time, an old man with white hair and beard was lying on the reclining chair in the thatched house. The old man squinted his eyes, as if he was lying on the reclining chair and rushing to the tons. Although his face was full of wrinkles and his features were old, he still retained some of his heroic spirit. Seeing this familiar face, Yi Fan was completely angry. Who else could this person be but his apprentice Zhao Qinlong? Although Zhao Qinlong was so old now, Yi Fan still recognized him at a glance. Old 4, how many times have I told you not to lie on the reclining chair and rush, it will make you lazy. Although he was full of anger, Yi Fan's first sentence still contained concern. Hearing the words coming from his ears, the old man lying on the chair slowly opened his eyes. Master? Are you really here? I am not dreaming, am I? If I am, I hope this dream can be longer. Yi Fan walked up to the old man, stroked his head, and said distressedly, the old guys of the Dragon Snake clan actually put such a vicious mark on you, they should be destroyed. It is really master. Hearing this, the old man stood up from the reclining chair, the unworthy disciple Zhao Qinglong greets the master. Master, have you been doing well these years? The disciple misses you all the time. Zhao Qinglong knelt in front of Yi Fan, crying loudly, tears streaming down his face, hearing the words from their eldest brother. The wild woman and others were also moved. I didn't expect that the person they brought back accidentally was really their eldest brother master. This time they went out mainly to help their eldest brother find the descendants of the inheritance. Who could have expected that they would bring their eldest brother master back by accident, while sighing at the wonderful fate? The wild woman and others were also a little emotional. Since I met my eldest brother Zhao Qinglong, I have never heard him cry so sadly. Even when my eldest brother broke into the lair of the Dragon Snake clan and was severely injured by the old guys of the Dragon Snake clan, my eldest brother didn't even blink, but now, his elder brother actually knelt before a young monk and cried so heartbrokenly. Master, I can see you again before I die, and I have no regrets in this life. Zhao Qinglong cried and wiped his tears. Yi Fan shook his head, with Master here, no one can take your life. Even if you die, I can save you. Now the 6 reincarnations are all in my hands. No one can take your life without my consent. After saying this, Yi Fan helped Zhao Qinglong up. The people around him may be confused by what Yi Fan said just now, but the big black dog and Orochimaru were a little thoughtful, remembering that the master had told him about the 6 reincarnations. In addition to the 6 reincarnations, there is also the magic weapon of the Book of Life and Death. The big black dog knew this because Yi Fan told him in his early years, and Orochimaru showed a thoughtful expression on his face because the 6 reincarnations also exist in the Naruto world. You know, the impure world reincarnation technique created by Orochimaru is to retrieve the souls of the dead from the underworld. Orochimaru has been studying the art of immortality since he was a child, and he can be said to be an expert in this field. Disciple, I have a golden elixir here. If you take it, you can break the mark of Hades. Yi Fan took out a golden elixir from the space, and the colorful divine light spread on it. The strength of the divine light even filled the entire Shumi world. Seeing everyone's surprise, the big black dog took the initiative to explain, this golden elixir is made from the golden elixir in the body of an ancient powerful monk. It has amazing curative effects and can revive the dead and turn bones into flesh. Chapter 94. Eating elixirs is like eating candy beans. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 94. Eating the immortal pill is like eating sugar beans. I hope readers will remember our domain name Taiwan Novel Network Diamond Suit. Diamond Suit, the so-called golden pill of transformation in the prehistoric world has the same effect as the supreme blood of the golden immortal. Read, this supreme blood is bred in the body of the golden immortal, and contains the lifelong cultivation of the golden immortal. Such things are the most important materials for refining supreme spiritual medicines. Even the incarnation of the saint in the Tushita palace may not have much stock, but now Yi Fan actually took out a handful from the space. It was as if what Yi Fan had in his hand was not a magic pill, but a handful of sugar beans. Seeing Yi Fan so rich, the big black dog who had been following him couldn't help but take a breath. But now other people in the mustard space don't know how precious this golden pill of transformation is. Seeing that the big black dog was so shocked, they couldn't help but ask. The big black dog told the wild woman and others what he was thinking. They immediately exclaimed, "Oh my God, it's such a precious divine object. It seems that our eldest brother's master is really a god. Well, this divine pill is so effective, so this time the eldest brother will definitely be saved. Although I don't know what you are talking about, it seems very powerful." The wild woman and others talked about it. Yi Fan on the side didn't care what they said, and directly stuffed the golden pill in his hand into Zhao Qinglong's hand. "Come on, disciple, take these golden pills and your illness will be cured, and you can be the man who chased the power of the ancestral dragon again." Hearing Yi Fan's words, 3 black lines appeared on Zhao Qinglong's forehead. "Master, please stop making fun of me. I said these when I was young and ignorant. Now I think it's too embarrassing. After following Yifan for so long, Zhao Qinglong also learned a lot of internet terms from Yifan, for example, what is middle school, rain girl, etc. Not only did he learn these novel terms, but he also listened to Yifan telling many fantasy stories. Zhao Qinglong even aspired to replace the position of Zulong, awaken the power of the Azure Dragon in his body, and become the existence of Wanlong Chaos. The Azure Dragon in his body was also the reward Yifan received for completing the system task. The Azure Dragon is one of the 4 sacred beasts, namely Suzaku, Xuanhuan. Azure Dragon. White Tiger. The dragon vein in Zhao Qinglong's body is to take the Azure Dragon, one of the 4 sacred beasts. After listening to Yifan's story about Zulong, Zhao Qinglong also aspired to become the strongest among the 10,000 dragons in the future. Let all the dragons in the world crawl at his feet, Wanlong Chaos. But now recalling the past scenes, Zhao Qinglong suddenly felt that he was very naive. You must know that in this world, the Venerable, the Great Venerable, and even the demigod are superficial forces. It is not easy to become the strongest dragon in the 108,000 dojo. Okay, apprentice, take the medicine quickly. I will talk to you after you recover. Yifan stood with his hands behind his back. Seeing Zhao Qinglong's imagination, he urged him. Hearing this, Zhao Qinglong did not delay and swallowed all the magic pills in his hand. If the existence in the Tushita Palace saw that Yifan and Zhao Qinglong were wasting the gifts, he would definitely be so angry that he would spit out blood. Damn, this is the magic pill. I have only collected a small bottle since the conferred god tribulation, but now, you are eating all of it like eating candy beans. Don't be so wasteful. But what others don't know is that Yifan usually treats the magic pill as candy beans, and eats it for fun when he is bored, although Yifan has a special physique and cannot use external forces to improve his cultivation. But after all, it is a supreme magic pill, and it tastes very good. When you are bored, eat it and you will be refreshed, because there are hundreds of baskets of such magic medicines in Yifan's space. If you don't eat them quickly, what if they expire and grow hair? Let's not talk about Yifan's profligacy. After Zhao Qinglong took a handful of the golden pill of transformation, he felt that the Hades mark in his body was loose. He had tried to break through the Hades mark countless times with his peak cultivation, but he failed every time. Not only could he not break through a little bit, but he was even attacked by the mark many times, which accelerated his signs of aging. But now, Zhao Qinglong's hair and beard turned from white to black very quickly. In just a blink of an eye, he regained his appearance, a face with long black hair like a waterfall, a strong and powerful face, a gleaming divine light in the eyes, and the aura emanating from the body also returned to its heyday. Master. Thank you, Master. After Zhao Qinglong swallowed the magic medicine, the first thing he did was not to check whether the Hades mark in the spiritual sea had dissipated, but to bow to Yifan again. Seeing this, Yifan raised his hand slightly, and a gentle breeze helped Zhao Qinglong up from the ground. Old 4, how many times have I told you that we should not do those empty things between master and apprentice? Also, don't call me master in the future, just be casual. You have alienated the relationship between master and apprentice. Yes, I will follow what master said. Zhao Qinglong bowed, and then bowed to Yifan again. Okay, it seems that you can't change this problem. Old 4, tell me, who gave you this Hades mark? Seeing Yifan asking this, Zhao Qinglong immediately explained to Yifan. Master, when I bid farewell to you and went to various dojo, because you said before leaving that if I can't become the world's #1 sword cultivator, I can't come back to see you, so I. Old 4, what are you talking about? I want you to become the world's #1 sword cultivator. Isn't this your own ambition back then? I just helped you set the goal. Before Zhao Qinglong finished speaking, Yifan interrupted him. Hearing this, Zhao Qinglong believed it deeply. Master, after I went to various dojo alone, I realized that there are people who are better than you. It's not that easy to become the world's #1 sword cultivator. That there are great masters in the realm of the masters, as well as demigods and gods. Zhao Qinglong is only at the peak of the realm of the masters now. It is indeed not easy to become the world's #1 sword cultivator. When I ventured into the dragon snake tribe, a great old antique in the dragon snake tribe wanted me to join the tribe. Most importantly, they insulted you, master. I was so angry that I fought with them, and ended up cutting the great master into a stick. Zhao Qinglong said slowly to Yifan, paused. Zhao Qinglong continued, I beat the younger one and then the older one came, and ended up being marked by the Hades by a demigod. Yifan nodded and said, in that case, do you remember what master taught you back then? You must get up from where you fell. Every word of master's words is engraved in my heart. Sooner or later, I will settle this account with the dragon snake tribe. Well, you are worthy of being my disciple. What are your plans next? I plan to retreat and break through the great master. Chapter 95 starting over. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 95 starting again, Beizhou, 100,000 mountains. Red, Xiao Dyer, who had been practicing in her lair at Xuanhuan mountain, was ready to go down the mountain today, although Yifan told them that they were not allowed to go down the mountain until they reached the realm of the King of War. Don't forget, Xiao Dyer is also a sword cultivator. Remember the domain name of this website Taiwan Novel Network, supplemented by the ancient holy body of divine weapon Jade Body. He now only relies on his cultivation in the realm of fighting souls. Maybe he can't fight with the King of War realm, because Xiao Dai was going down the mountain. Xiao Xian and others also came to see her off. After they were sent to the mountainside, Xiao Dai turned to Xiao Xian and others and said, okay, don't send me away, so I can practice in the mountains. When will we break through the War King? We will meet again at the foot of the mountain. Hearing what Xiao Dai said, Xiao Xian muttered, you still remember what the Ancestor said, then why did you, senior sister, have to go down the mountain before? Aren't you still in the fighting spirit realm like us? Why, you don't believe in senior sister's strength, why don't you accept our show of strength? After saying this, Xiao Dai made a move to take out the Taoist soldiers behind her. Seeing this, Xiao Xian quickly stopped her and said, hey, senior sister, I'm just joking. You don't have to take it seriously. You can do whatever you like. While practicing on the mountain, Xiao Xian often compared things with Xiao Dai, but every time they fought, Xiao Xian could not survive a few moves in her hands. Although both of them are in the realm of fighting souls, Xiao Dai is a sword cultivator. Coupled with the divine jade body in Xiao Dai's body and the Taoist weapons on her body, even if Xiao Xian uses all his cards, he cannot be her opponent. Thinking of this, Xiao Xian couldn't help but complain about his ancestor Yifan. Old ancestor, you are too biased. You pointed out the Xuanhuan Avenue to senior sister, but let me take the single-plank bridge. Xiao Xian's star holy body is actually a chaos holy body compared to the divine weapon jade body. However, his cultivation path must wait until the star art is completed in a later period before he can show his true power. Now Xiao Xian is going to challenge Xiao Dai in a one-on-one battle, obviously not all of them. Seeing that Xiao Xian did not compare with herself, Xiao Dai turned around and went down the mountain. On her shoulders, there was a little tiger that was all white. It was the light-chasing tiger that Yifan gave to Xiao Dai when she went down the mountain for the first time, but now, chasing light tiger has reached the peak of King of War cultivation. In addition to the light-chasing tiger, Xiao Dai was also followed by a giant toad with a huge pipe in its mouth and a bandage around its waist. This was also used by Yifan to protect Xiao Dai and others, although they, as Yifan's descendants, can provide Yifan with cultivation progress, but in the final analysis, it is not Yifan's descendants. For his descendants, Yifan never leaves too many backup options, that is to say, Yifan does not have many subordinates now, otherwise, he would have to arrange a bunch of guardian envoys for each descendant. In a territory that is thousands of miles away from the great Shang kingdom, a kingdom was established here too. If there are monks who are good at reading qi here, they will be able to see a qi luck true dragon hovering over the kingdom. On this continent, any kingdom that establishes a territory will have the power of its people's faith to give birth to a true dragon that will gather their luck and destiny. However, the true dragon of faith hovering over the kingdom in front of him was blood red all over. Just by looking at their appearance, you can tell that the people in this country are evildoers. Next to this unknown country, a small head suddenly popped out. It was Jiang Yue, the descendant whom Yifan recognized before when he was in Shang kingdom. Well, the appearance of the luck true dragon in this kingdom is so evil, so the people in this country must not be good people. I devoured his luck true dragon, and I won't feel any guilt. After saying this, a huge dragon of luck appeared behind Xuanhuan. Its momentum was majestic and unfathomable. A quarter of an hour later, looking at the black dragons of luck in this land in front of them, all of them have been swallowed up by Xuanhuan and become invisible. Well, including the luck true dragons here, I have devoured 38 of them in total. When I break through again, I can leave Beizhou and find my ancestor. As an ancestor, Yifan naturally doesn't know this at the moment. A Xiao girl walks to the end of the world with a sword, and a Yu girl makes a grand oath. He is still in the mustard seed dimension, lying on the leisure chair. After helping the fourth child Zhao Qinglong unlock the mark of Hades, the fourth child entered a state of seclusion. Seeing that his former apprentice Lao Si was now beginning to challenge the realm of the great master, Yifan felt that he could no longer continue like this. Hey, I didn't expect that my former apprentice was so good that the fourth one is now in seclusion to attack the great venerable. Yifan lay on the Xiaoyao chair and thought secretly, but among his disciples, the strongest one was not the fourth one. Yifan's former apprentices were basically all evildoers, but the most evil one was the boss. I still remember that when the boss was just born, the evil energy in his body killed many living creatures within 10 miles. The people thought she was the reincarnation of an evil spirit and set up a fire to burn her to death. Fortunately, Yifan passed by and rescued the boss's girl. Thinking of this, Yifan couldn't help but sigh. Hey, it's all my fault that I loved my boss too much. When she came down from the mountain, I gave her the immortal killing sword directly. You know, this immortal killing sword is a real innate spiritual treasure. Although it is only 1/4 of the Zhuxian sword, its strength is already very impressive. If the 4 swords are combined into one, it can be a magic weapon that can kill the golden immortal. If I give such a great sword to the boss, won't the boss make a big fuss in the world of cultivation? But it's useless to think about these things now. The most urgent thing is to quickly improve my realm. Now I am only at the venerable realm, which is not enough in this dojo. I have to set out to find my descendants. Yifan murmured, now the fourth brother has been in seclusion and can't come out in a short time. It's meaningless for Yifan to stay here. Yifan immediately took the big black dog and Orochimaru and left the mustard space, prepared to continue his journey to find his descendants. Through the teleportation array, he came to another domain. Between the questioning heart domain and the Dao domain, there is an area called Linshan domain. Linshan domain is different from the previous 2 areas, because monsters are rampant here. There are basically few cultivators, and it is a paradise for monsters. After coming out of the teleportation array, looking at the dark sky, Yifan couldn't help but feel a little emotional. If he hadn't accidentally adopted a son here, he would never come here at this time. But so many years have passed, and I don't know if my former son is still alive in the world. You know, there are a lot of monsters in Linshan. If you are not careful, you will become a meal for the monster. Chapter 96 Monsters are rampant in the Linshan area. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 96 Monsters are rampant in Linshan territory. Linshan territory, although it is a large Dao territory, the thousands of Dao states under its jurisdiction are all occupied by monsters. Strictly speaking, this place does not belong to the human race. I hope readers will remember our domain name Taiwan Novel Network. Although Linshan territory is close to Dao territory. But even the guys from the 9 major forces dare not extend their tentacles here, because there are too many monsters here. There are so many that even immortals cannot count them. War King realm monsters, War Emperors, and even venerable and great venerable realms, they are widely active in this huge Linshan area. This is just in the marginal area, and the demonic energy can be materialized and felt by people. Orochimaru did not know when he used Hinata's Byakugan and began to scout the situation nearby. In the Naruto world, Orochimaru always wanted to have the Sharingan, but he never got it. But he didn't expect to come to this world. After advancing to the venerable realm, he learned the Byakugan of the Hyuga family without a teacher. If he continues to develop in this trend, I'm afraid that when he breaks through to the great venerable realm again, it's not certain that he can activate the Sharingan in his body. At this moment, in Orochimaru's Byakugan, the shadows are all full of strong demonic energy. He even found that the land they are standing on now, not long ago, there were Demon King level monsters here. You know, this is still the edge. If there are Demon King monsters even here, then if you go deeper, who knows what level of demons you will encounter. Even Orochimaru, who has seen monsters in the Naruto world, is still palpitating at this moment, never expected that this world is full of densely packed monsters. In the Byakugan barrier, Orochimaru even found a lot of existences comparable to the Ninetales. Not only was Orochimaru shocked, but the big black dog beside him was also shocked. Master, this place is full of monsters. Can the force you created back then still survive now? The big black dog asked with narrowed eyes. The big black dog and Yifan were chased separately back then, because they ran away separately and only reunited later, so in the meantime, where Yifan created his force, he didn't know anything, but the big black dog was surprised that Yifan would create a force here. You know, the monsters here are so densely distributed, how could human cultivators survive? Not only was the big black dog unsure, Yifan was also a little timid at this moment. I don't know, let's explore ahead, I hope the original force is still there. It's no wonder that Yifan felt timid, because the human cultivators in the Linshan area can't be called people at all. The human cultivators living in the Linshan area have become food and slaves for monsters. The monsters call human cultivators two-legged chickens. From this name, we can imagine the treatment of human cultivators here. Some monsters keep humans in captivity, just treating them as livestock like chickens and ducks to provide for their own consumption. Fortunately, Yifan now has more cards. He has completed tasks over the years and obtained many treasures from the system, even if the forces created by Yifan have all fallen at this moment. But as long as there is a trace of soul left in the world, Yifan can use the Book of Life and Death to pull them back from the underworld. Thinking of this, Yifan couldn't help shaking his head and thought to himself, if I had so many magic weapons back then, I could leave more foundation for the forces I created. With the magic weapons given by the system, if the forces Yifan created at the time could have more. At this moment, even in the Linshan area where monsters are rampant, they must be able to protect themselves. If that were the case, Yifan wouldn't have to worry so much about whether his descendants are still alive. Let's go and take a look at the 100,000 Monsters Mountain. With a try-it-out mentality, Yifan took the big black dog and Orochimaru and rushed to a place in the 100,000 Monsters Mountain. In the Linshan Wasteland State, there are 100,000 Monsters Mountain, Million Monster Valley, 10 Million Monster Cave, and Billion Monster Forest. In the 100,000 Monsters Mountain alone, there are many Monster Kings. In the Billion Monster Forest, there are countless Monster Kings. In addition to the Monster Kings, there are even monster beasts in the semi-god realm. It is said that the 9 major forces once sent a venerable king to investigate, but after an investigation, the venerable king fled from the Billion Monster Forest with injuries in a very embarrassed manner. Since then, the 9 major forces have kept silent about the Linshan area and concentrated on managing their own major dayas. The venerable king is a powerful person who has reached the semi-god realm. Even such an existence cannot gain a foothold in the Billion Monster Forest. The difficult living environment here can be imagined. It was because the Yuan Yaolin was so dangerous that Yifan did not dare to establish his power here. Instead, he chose an area far away from the Demon King tribe in the 100,000 Demon Mountains and opened up a human cultivator here. At the beginning, Yifan saved more than 10,000 human cultivators from the monsters. Among these human cultivators, Yifan selected the most talented human, Qin Shaoxian, let him be the leader of the human race, and more than 10 years have passed. After Qin Shaoxian had the ability to stand on his own, Yifan chose to leave. When Yifan left the human tribe, the human race had already developed to more than 100,000 people. After some exploration, Yifan came to a pile of rocks with broken walls. This is it. Hey, it's just as I expected. The human cultivators here before are probably dead now. Seeing that no living human was found, Yifan opened his spiritual sense to detect whether there were any dead souls. An hour later, Yifan didn't care about pulling his spiritual sense to the maximum range. The former human forces now don't even have a soul left, which made Yifan a little disappointed at the time, but on second thought, after all, so many years have passed, it is normal for the soul to dissipate. Seeing that Yifan was a little sad, the big black dog rubbed his head on Yifan's calf. On the side, Orochimaru opened his white eyes, but a strange light flashed. My lord, there is a human gathering place 1,000,000 miles away, and it is now suffering from a beast tide. Hearing this, Yifan said nothing and rushed there with 1 person and 1 dog. Why should I, a human cultivator, fear a battle? 9 major forces, a mysterious eternal void somewhere. This void is full of galaxies, which are not illusions, but real galaxies in the 9 heavens. Standing on the top of the Milky Way are 3 fossil-like ancient beings. At this moment, a stream of light slid from west to east like a meteor. One of the voices and shadows stretched out his hand and grabbed the jade disc in the stream of light. After breaking it, the information inside flooded into his mind. In the Immortal Daozhou Perfect List competition, this year, a young man with more talent than Zhao Qinglong appeared. Chapter 97, Physiognomy. You are listening at novelfull.audio. 9 major forces, a mysterious eternal void somewhere. The 3 old men who were living fossils before were one of the 9 major forces, the 3 supreme elders of Furong's sect, the yellow-robed venerable sent by Furong's sect before. After discovering that the immortal venerable was assassinated, he quickly sent the news that Yi Fan won the top spot on the perfect list back to the sect. After learning that a genius with qualifications comparable to Zhao Qinglong was born in the Dao area, the hearts of these 3 living fossil elders were filled with joy. 1,000 years ago, Zhao Qinglong, who had the ancient blue dragon physique, was born in the Dao area. Unfortunately, he was marked by the Pluto, which was a pity for this container. But now, the top spot on the perfect list has changed again. This boy can replace Zhao Qinglong's position. It must be extraordinary. One of the living fossil elders said so. His face was very unclear under the shining of the stars, and his momentum was unpredictable. After the old man said this, another old man who was a living fossil also said, "Yes, when this kid grows up, we will take action immediately and capture him as a new container." Because Yi Fan won the top spot on the perfect list before, he had a dragon aura hidden in his body. It is very easy for these 3 old men with the strength of Tongtian realm to find Yi Fan. Great! Let's not talk about the matter of the high-level officials of Furong's sect plotting against Yi Fan for the time being. Let's talk about a village thousands of miles away from the 10,000 monster mountains in Linshan, Huangzhou. This village is called Huangshui tribe, because it is backed by a big river. The villagers of Huangshui village have relied on fishing for generations. Because this place is close to the gathering place of the monsters, it is impossible to hunt and eat meat. The villagers are self-sufficient and can only get protein from river fish. It is precisely because of the single source of protein intake that the villagers of Huangshui tribe are all pale and thin. At first glance, they look like malnourished. In the village of Huangshui tribe, people use huge stones as raw materials to build houses. Therefore, the houses here are very rough and have a primitive flavor. Moreover, they are primitive people who only eat river fish. All the villagers of Huangshui tribe have never smiled since they were born, because the living conditions here are really difficult, and there are monsters everywhere. Not long ago, the monsters gathered into a beast tide and attacked the people of Huangshui tribe. After the beast tide, the population of Huangshui tribe dropped sharply and a lot of houses were destroyed. More importantly, the food they stockpiled was also trampled by monsters in the monster wave. In such a difficult environment, if there is no food, it is unimaginable what will happen to them. But today, the people of Huangshui tribe are really happy. The men slaughtered fresh meat, and the women cut vegetables on the side, looking happy. In the square of Huangshui tribe, surrounded by a group of old men, sat a new chief in white clothes. There was a bonfire burning in the middle of the square, and the tribesmen with painted faces gathered together, dancing wild primitive dances. These tribesmen looked at their chief, their eyes full of praise and respect. Yes, the new chief of the Huangshui tribe is Yi Fan. Few days ago, Yi Fan followed Orochimaru here and drove away the monsters that attacked the tribe. After driving away these monsters, Yi Fan was about to leave, but the system prompt suddenly sounded and pulled him back. He has been here for a few days. During this time, Yi Fan taught them hunting and planting, so that the living standards of the tribesmen of the Huangshui tribe rose sharply. It is precisely because of these reasons that Yi Fan is so respected here. Apart from other things, just the skill of grilling meat taught by Yi Fan is a delicacy they have never tasted in their lives. At this moment, in front of him, there is a horizontal barbecue rack, on which fresh meat is grilled and smoking. Looking at these golden grilled meats, Yi Fan doesn't think it is a delicacy. When Xianyu was in the 10,000 mountains, Yi Fan had even eaten unicorn leg meat. Naturally, he looked down on these foods at this moment. But Yi Fan looked down on them, which did not mean that everyone disliked them. Just as Yi Fan turned over the grill, a young girl pulled the corner of his clothes. Great Patriarch, that the little girl pulled Yi Fan's clothes, her eyes full of the heat of the barbecue. Yi Fan touched the little girl's head. Don't call me Great Patriarch, call me Ancestor. Hearing this, the little girl timidly shouted, Great Ancestor. Yi Fan nodded to the little girl, took a piece of tender meat from the grill, and handed it to the little girl. Well, take it and eat it. The little girl's name was Qin Miao, and she was the descendant of Qin Shaoxian, his descendant. When Yi Fan rushed here, drove away the beast tide and was about to leave, the system received a prompt to trigger the task of cultivating descendants. At first, Yi Fan was still very surprised. He thought that the forces he had created here were all finished. Unexpectedly, there was such a descendant. Later, according to Yi Fan's inquiries, he learned that the force he had created was destroyed by a passing monster, and his descendant Qin Shaoxian risked his life at the critical moment to send Qin Miao's branch out to a safe place. Because of this, Yi Fan was able to find this descendant now. Now that he has found his descendants, Yi Fan feels that he has to start teaching her the skills. After all, only by cultivating descendants and improving their cultivation can he continue to improve his cultivation. However, Yi Fan felt a dilemma when he started to choose the skills for Qin Miao. You must know that any cultivation method can be based on the absorption of spiritual power, but the spiritual power here is so weak that it may not be a big deal for monsters, but it is indeed a fatal blow to human cultivators. Fortunately, Yi Fan is no longer comparable to the past. He has obtained a lot of system treasures in these years. These good things all come from the heavens and the worlds. It is not difficult to choose a skill for Qin Miao from them. After choosing, Yi Fan decided to practice the method of observing the appearance for her, because this cultivation method does not rely on spiritual energy at all to reach the realm, and in Yi Fan's space, there are also many cultivation methods for Qin Miao to choose, like the method of visualizing the Nuwa map, the method of visualizing Pangu, the method of visualizing the killing god, etc. Yi Fan opened the space and took out a method that was most suitable for Qin Miao's visualization. It was a picture of a woman, with feathered clothes floating with various Taoist charms, and her holy face made people feel more worshipful. Yi Fan nodded and was very satisfied with this method of physiognomy. Other visualization methods require extremely high talent, but this visualization method is more suitable for Qin Miao. Well, I will choose this visualization method. Chapter 98 Earth Devouring Visualization Method. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 98 Earth Devouring Concept. Huangshui Tribe, a house in the middle. All the houses in this village are made of stones, but only the middle one is made of ironwood, and there are many totems engraved on it. These totems are the beliefs of the Yellow Water Tribe, and those who live in the House of Faith are naturally the people with the highest status in the Huangshui Tribe. He used to be the patriarch of the Huangshui Tribe, but now he is the patriarch of Yi Fan. Yi Fan was sitting cross-legged in the middle of the room, and opposite him was the descendant, Qin Miao. This girl is extremely shy. She lowered her head and held a corner of her clothes in her hand. Ancestor, what's the matter with calling me here? Qin Miao asked timidly. Yi Fan nodded slightly to Qin Miao and said, Girl Miao, don't you want to have power so that you can protect the people of the Huangshui tribe? I will teach you how to practice today. After saying this, Yi Fan took out a picture from the space. There are 4 big characters written on it. The method of observing physiognomy. Yes, this is exactly the kind of cultivation method that Yi Fan customized for his descendants. The reason why Linshan Huangzhou is not called Daozhou but is called Huangzhou is because the spiritual energy here is very thin. It can be said that it is extremely difficult for ordinary monks to use spiritual energy to practice here. Therefore, this place can become a paradise for monsters and a purgatory for humans. It was out of this consideration that Yi Fan chose this practice method for Qin Miao. The method of visual observation only requires visualization of objects, and does not require spiritual energy at all to advance. After taking out the method, Yi Fan put the picture on Qin Miao's head. The next moment, complicated rune messages poured into the latter's mind. And the words that appeared on his head were Earth-devouring view of the Dharma Gate. In this picture, there is a holy woman with a veil on her face and murderous eyes. As the earth-devouring technique integrated into Qin Miao's mind, she immediately sat down cross-legged and began to digest the cultivation techniques in her mind. At this time, a system prompt came from Yi Fan's mind. Ding! Congratulations to the host for teaching his descendant Qin Miao to practice. In the future, every time Qin Miao advances to an advanced level, the host will receive a cultivation reward. Ding! Congratulations to the host for unlocking 7 descendants, special reward to the host for the 7 great saints of the demon clan. That Yifan couldn't help but be a little surprised when he heard the familiar system prompt tone. The previous reminder was quite ordinary, and Mark had already expected it, but this latter one that the system actually directly rewarded Yifan. The 7 great saints of the demon clan. This surprised Mark. In all the worlds, if we talk about the 7 great saints of the demon clan, they should be the ones headed by the Monkey King, right? While Yifan was thinking, 2 voices and shadows flew from the sky and landed outside Yifan's room. Feeling the familiar atmosphere, Yifan opened the door and walked out. The people outside the door were none other than Orochimaru and the big black dog who were sent out by Yifan to clean up the nearby monsters. Orochimaru was seen with a bloody aura, and it was obvious that he had just massacred many monsters. He walked to Mark and said, "Sir, all the monsters within a radius of thousands of miles have been slaughtered by me." The big black dog also bared his teeth and said, "Master, I rescued many humans in the gathering place of the demon clan, and they are coming here." Hearing this, Yifan nodded. Well, not bad. Now that all the monsters within a radius of thousands of miles have been eradicated, it just provides the Huangshui tribe with development opportunities. Taking advantage of this opportunity, it is natural to increase the population first. Yifan can't stay here forever. When Qin Miao breaks through to the realm of fighting spirit, he should set off to find the next descendant. Just as several people were talking, 7 voices and shadows suddenly emerged from the distance. Without exception, these 7 voices and shadows all exude an extremely terrifying demonic aura. Even though they were so far away, they could still be noticed by Yifan and the others. Oh my god, 7 such terrifying monsters came so suddenly. The big black dog was stunned and dumbfounded. Not only was the big black dog shocked, but the fear in Orochimaru's eyes also flashed away. The only person who could maintain calm at the scene was Yifan. Don't panic, these are the 7 great saints of the demon clan. The big black dog couldn't help but said, "Master, why do I feel that these 7 big demons all have the venerable realm? If it doesn't work, let's run away." "Come on, this is my subordinate." Hearing Yifan's words, the big black dog grinned and was about to say something, but at this time, 7 big demons in the sky landed opposite them. Only then did Yifan confirm that these 7 great demons were really the 7 great saints of the demon clan that the system had just rewarded. They are the great sage Ping Tian, the bull demon king, the great sage overturning the sea, the Jiao demon king, the great sage Huntian, the Ping demon king, the great sage the lion and camel king moving mountains, the great sage ventilation, the macaque king, and the great sage exorcist gods, the Yu Tao king, and the last one, monkey king monkey king, monkey king. Meet the master. These 7 great demons said in unison at this time. Seeing this scene, the big black dog and Orochimaru were almost frightened to death. Although he already knew that his master had great powers, he never expected it. Now even the great monsters in the realm of venerables have come and laid themselves at the feet of their master, and 7 of them came as soon as they arrived. "Well, get up." Yifan said calmly to the 7 great saints of the demon clan. Although his tone was calm, he was still very satisfied in his heart. First of all, these 7 great demons are all really capable, and they just happen to be in need of younger followers. The eldest is the bull demon king Ping Tian de Sheng. Ping Tian is similar to Sun Wukong's title of Qi Tian, and even better. Sun Wukong just hopes to be equal to the sky, while the bull demon king wants to level the sky. From here, we can see that the bull demon king is very powerful. The second is the Jiao demon king Fu Hai de Sheng, and it can be seen that this is a Jiaolong. Jiao is a short-horned dragon, which looks slightly inferior to a dragon. The third is the Ping demon king Hun Tian de Sheng, who dares to call himself Hun Tian. His ability to fly and occupy the sky must be extraordinary. The fourth is the lion camel king Yishan de Sheng, and from the name, he has the ability to move mountains, which is the ability that almost took Sun Wukong's life. The fifth is the monkey king Tong Feng de Sheng, and Tong Feng may mean knowing everything. The sixth is the U-ape king Chu Shen de Sheng, and from the name, he has the ability to drive gods, which is much better than driving ghosts. This is the last one, the Qi Tian de Sheng. The Monkey King Sun Wukong, his abilities are beyond description. Just as Yi Fan was thinking secretly, the Bull Demon King glanced at the billion monster forest and said with some emotion, the demonic energy here is really strong, there must be many big monsters there. There must be big monsters, otherwise the system would not send the 7 great saints of the monster clan here at this time. Yi Fan was worried about how to control Linshan province. Now with the 7 great saints of the monster clan, this matter is much simpler. You came at the right time, I just have something for you to do right now. Yi Fan also looked at the billion monster forest, with a certain determination in his eyes. This time, he must control the billion monster forest at all costs. Chapter 99 The 7 Great Saints of the Demon Race. You are listening at novelfull.audio. The millions of demon races in Linshan Wasteland are undoubtedly a potential force. Yi Fan is now facing many powerful enemies, and being able to leave this force here is a trump card, because human cultivators cannot set foot in this land of Linshan Wasteland. Even if they force their way into the 9 major forces, they cannot get involved here. This has nothing to do with cultivation. But the demon race and human cultivators are 2 different races. A long time ago, Yi Fan began to pay attention to the Linshan demon race. It's just that there is no suitable insertion point, but now there are the 7 great saints of the demon race here. It gives Yi Fan a very good opportunity. Which of the 7 great saints of the demon race didn't have groups of demons under his command? 7 great saints, you came at the right time. Have you seen the environment here clearly? Do you have the confidence to take charge of this place? Yi Fan pointed to the depths of the millions of demon forests and asked the 7 great saints of the demon race. Hearing this, the Bull Demon King, headed by the 7 great saints of the demon clan, stepped forward and laughed proudly. Master, we just came here and are worried that we don't have any little demons to serve us. Master, don't worry. Give us 100 years. Not to mention commanding the entire demon forest. By then, you will definitely have tens of millions of demons to serve you. The other great saints also made the same promise, vowing solemnly. After receiving the promise from the Bull Demon King and others, Yi Fan couldn't help but nodded. He believed that what the Bull Demon King and others said just now was not bragging. You must know that they are demon beasts in the realm of the Venerable, although they are only the 2nd level of the Venerable now. But with their background, they are not at this level of cultivation at all. If Yi Fan improves his cultivation in the future, they can also improve their realm together. In addition, these people are demons themselves. In the territory of the Linshan demon clan, they will definitely be like fish in water when they operate. Good. You guys take action now. Follow the master's order. The 7 great saints bowed to Yi Fan and were about to go to the billion monster forest. At this moment, Yi Fan stopped the great saint equal to heaven, Sun Wukong. Great saint equal to heaven, please stay for a while, the others go first. After Yi Fan sent away the great saints such as Bull Demon King, he said to the great saint equal to heaven, Sun Wukong, you don't have to follow them first. Go to the 10,000 mountains in Beizhou, and protect my 2 descendants. When they break through the realm of the War King, you can come back and report. Yes, Master. The great saint equal to heaven, Sun Wukong, accepted the order respectfully. Then, Sun Wukong's figure turned into a stream of light and dissipated into the sky. In fact, Yi Fan also considered keeping the great saint equal to heaven by his side, but now he already has a bodyguard, Orochimaru. It wouldn't make much difference to have another Sun Wukong. Besides, his descendants Xiao Xian and Zhong Liang still need protectors, so Yi Fan feels at ease when he lets the great sage Qi Tian personally protect them. In Yi Fan's heart, his descendants are not just accelerators of cultivation, it is also his responsibility as an ancestor to let them grow vigorously. After sending away the 7 great saints of the demon clan, in the days to come, Yi Fan taught his descendant Qin Miao and continued to practice the method of earth-devouring visualization while continuing to be a salted fish. After a while. That day, Yi Fan was dozing off on the reclining chair, and suddenly a system prompt sounded in his mind. Ding! Congratulations to the host's descendant, Qin Miao, breaking through the combat body realm, rewarding the host with the 4th level of cultivation in the Venerable realm. Once a cultivator advances to the 4th level of Venerable cultivation, it means breaking through to the middle level of Venerable. This is actually a mountain that most Venerable realms cannot overcome, but Yi Fan did it so easily. Not only did he do it, but Yi Fan was also very calm. after feeling the increase in his strength, Yifan just turned over and continued to practice. During this period of time, there was basically no thing that could worry Yifan, Orochimaru and the big black dog had almost cleared out all the monsters within a radius of thousands of miles. The Huangshui tribe also learned to hunt. At first, they had to go to the nearby area to hunt for blood food under the leadership of Orochimaru. Later, Qin Miao, a descendant of Yifan, could lead his tribe to hunt nearby. Yifan simplified the earth-devouring visualization method and passed it on to all the villagers of the Huangshui tribe, including the old, weak, women and children. All became practitioners. The reason for simplifying this visualization method is that this visualization method is too complicated. If Yifan did not simplify it a little, it would be very difficult to get started. While Yifan was practicing, in a certain monster mountain thousands of miles away from the Huangshui tribe, the monster energy here is soaring, and it is obvious that there are great monsters of the venerable level. Surrounded by a dense crowd of little monsters, a beautiful female monster rushed to the top of the mountain. This is a fox spirit. Only at the peak of the War King, in the 100,000 Monster Mountain, there are many war candidates and even War King monsters. The reason why she, a peak War King monster, can survive is that she can only rely on her beauty to rely on other big monsters, and the reason why they are rushing to the mountain today is to pick up their Monster King. Under the crawling of the crowd, a line of demonic energy that goes through the sky and the earth is in the middle of the vast demonic energy. Suddenly, a figure jumped out. This is a 9-headed dragon. Because it has broken through to the realm of the venerable, it has already faintly transformed. Welcome the master back from the Million Monster Valley. Welcome by millions of little demons. The fox spirit who led the group came to the 9-headed dragon and hugged the demon king's arm. The king has returned from the demon valley this time, and his mind has been baptized. He will surely break through to the middle level of the venerable one day, and it is not impossible for him to rule the Million Demon Valley by then. The fox spirit showed her charming appearance and said to the 9-headed dragon with a smile. The 9-headed dragon picked up the fox spirit, and because of the very rough action, the latter exclaimed, but the 9-headed dragon didn't care at all, and smiled at the fox spirit. What's the big deal about being the master of the Million Demon Valley? My goal is to break through to the great venerable and rule the Million Demon Forest in the future. After saying this, the 9-headed dragon laughed 3 times. The fox spirit narrowed her charming eyes and flattered, Your Majesty, you can definitely do it. After a pause, the fox spirit continued solemnly, Your Majesty, but there is something that needs your attention. Hearing this, the 9-headed dragon was puzzled and asked, What is it? It's so serious. Your Majesty, recently the human cultivators of the Huangshui tribe have risen, and they have hunted many of our demon sons and grandsons. What, are these 2-legged chickens rebelling? Brothers, follow me to catch these 2-legged chickens. Today, I want to have a whole chicken feast. The 9-headed dragon shook off the fox spirit and led the little demons to the Huangshui tribe. In the square of the Huangshui tribe, there was a girl sitting cross-legged here. Behind her, there was a faint voice of a masked woman. If you don't look carefully, you can't find it. Boom. Just when the girl was practicing, the sky of the Huangshui tribe changed. Chapter 100 9-Headed Dragon. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 100 9-Headed Dragon. Strange, why is it dark in the sky? Why are there so many dark clouds? No, that's not dark clouds, that's demonic energy. Demonic energy? Is the Demon King coming? We finally escaped, but the Demon King still won't let us go. The 9-headed dragon came with a group of demons on the dark clouds. Read, the dark demonic clouds over the Huangshui tribe, which are the 9-headed dragon and his demons. Because the sky suddenly became dark, all the tribesmen of the Huangshui tribe were startled out of the stone house. Taiwan Novel Network. The Demon King is coming. Go and inform the chief and the tribe priests. In the noisy crowd, someone roared like this. Compared to the panic of the people of the Huangshui tribe, the 9-headed dragon in the demonic cloud was indeed a little surprised. I thought that a small village would have no more than 100 people, but now, the Huangshui tribe is full of human cultivators. There must be at least 100,000 villagers. What the 9-headed dragon could not accept the most was that most of the human race here had escaped from his territory. Interesting, interesting, the food I raised actually escaped here to establish a tribe. That the nine-headed dragon stepped on the demon cloud, his eyes revealing a grim look. Strictly speaking, the entire area occupied by the Xuanhuan tribe belongs to his territory. It's just that the Xuanhuan tribe had been hiding before, and was very good at hiding their bodies. They never went to the forest to hunt, and only ate seafood fished up from the river. Therefore, they could avoid the nine-headed dragon's poisonous hands, but now they have been exposed, so this matter is not so. After all, this is the nine-headed dragon's territory. If this matter spreads out and is heard by other demon kings, wouldn't they laugh at the nine-headed dragon? Humph, these cunning two-legged chickens, my brothers, charge over and take back all our rations. In the void, the nine-headed dragon roared. Then, the millions of little monsters behind him, riding clouds of monsters, rushed towards the Xuanhuan tribe. Seeing this scene, everyone in the Xuanhuan tribe was shocked. In addition to being afraid, everyone's face showed an indignant look. These damn monsters, we have all fled here. Are they still unwilling to let us go? We are not monster rations, we are people. In the crowd, the first person made a brave declaration. Then, yes, we are not rations, not two-legged chickens. These monsters are monsters, I will fight them today. I would rather die than surrender to monsters. More and more people roared angrily. However, the anger and curses of these people could not affect the pace of the monsters' attack. The first group of monsters, under the command of the nine-headed dragon, has already rushed towards the Xuanhuan tribe. Charge, charge, charge. Kill, kill, kill. Catch these two-legged chickens back, we will have a whole chicken feast today. The little monsters under the command of the nine-headed dragon rushed towards the people of the Xuanhuan tribe. Crack, with a loud noise, the demon clouds above the Xuanhuan tribe suddenly boiled up. Petals were flying all over the sky, it was like a fairy scattering flowers. The extreme light bloomed, the colorful divine light flowed, and around the girl in the square, endless terrifying runes surged. An ancient existence with a veil condensed behind the girl. The vast magic power was vast in all directions. It was as if the god of death had come, and the colorful petals passed by, and the light was overflowing. At first, the little monsters immersed in the sea of petals felt comfortable all over. But the next moment, a sudden change occurred. As if all vitality was extracted in an instant, all the monsters in the vast space of the Xuanhuan tribe turned into rotten wood in an instant. Then, their bodies cracked and they died on the spot. As the saying goes, one flower is a world, one leaf is a Bodhi. Under these 3,000 petals, everything in the world has lost its luster and withered. The girl raised her hand slightly, and 3,000 petals soared into the sky, covering everything in the world. This girl is naturally Qin Miao. After several months of Yi Fan's guidance, she has cultivated to the combat body realm. Because her physique is very compatible with the earth-devouring demon girl, she can use her earth-devouring demonic skill to such an extent. As the first batch of little monsters attacked, they were all killed by Qin Miao, finally attracted the attention of the nine-headed dragon watching the battle from behind. Oh, I didn't expect that such a genius was born in this small human tribe. The nine-headed dragon narrowed his eyes slightly, and a greedy look flashed in his eyes. A human genius? It has been a long time since I tasted it. I remember the last time I ate a genius of some kind of human spirit was thousands of years ago. TSK, I didn't expect to be able to enjoy it again today. In front of the delicious food, not only the nine-headed dragon was excited, but also the fox spirit beside him and a group of little demons were excited. My king, is this the genius of the human race? I haven't eaten it yet. Hee, my beauty, don't worry, when I catch this genius, I will make soup for you. I think it must taste very delicious. Before catching Qin Miao, the nine-headed dragon was already discussing how to eat it. Hearing the words of their king, the little demons also left a fishy liquid at the corners of their mouths. Since it was soup, although they could not get the meat, they could still taste the soup. While talking, Qin Miao had killed the first batch of invading demons. Seeing this, the nine-headed dragon finally couldn't help but take action. Roar! With the roar of the nine-headed dragon, the black and purple demonic energy suddenly surged out. It was as if dark clouds covered the sky, complicated runes spread, and the terrifying pressure instantly spread in all directions like a wave. Boom! The demonic clouds gathered, the dark clouds rolled, and black thunders echoed in this world. The 3,000 petals that had previously filled the sky above the Xuanhuan tribe were all turned into nothingness under the thunder. The originally clear sky was instantly blocked by the heavy clouds. At a glance, it was more than 10,000 miles. And in the center of this black cloud, 9 hideous heads appeared. While shattering the 3,000 petals, the ancient existence behind Qi Miao also fell apart. The roar of the 9-headed dragon in the air formed a sharp contrast with Qi Miao's pale face. At this moment, the sound of drums suddenly sounded in the hearts of everyone present. The 9-headed dragon in the demon cloud was also palpitating. It was just the echo of footsteps, but it was so strong. Oh, is there someone behind the scenes? No wonder the human race can produce such a genius. In the demon cloud, the 9-headed dragon looked grimly, staring at the white-clothed monk standing next to the girl at this moment. Without their own strength, no matter how many people there are, they are just a pile of loose sand. Have you realized it? Hearing Yi Fan's words, Qi Miao looked ashamed and bowed her head deeply. These days, she was too keen on developing the Xuanhuan tribe, but she slacked off a lot in cultivation.